Yo, what up, what up, Facebook? What up, LinkedIn? What up, YouTube? We're live, baby. Season 2, episode 2 of the Black Box Podcast, a podcast where I highlight Sacramento area entrepreneurs, people that are friends of mine, people that are in the community, people that are just doing great work in Sacramento. I got another really special guest. This homie right here is really, really cool. I just love interviewing former members of mine and people that I used to coach, people that used to be around super often. So I'm really excited to have William Coach Solomon here as a guest, talking about PSYKO Fit. We're talking about business. We're talking about entrepreneurship, and we're talking about the stuff that he's going on in his gym. What's up, Coach? How you doing, brother?
What's up, baby? I'm doing good, man. It's an honor to be on, man. Thanks for having me here.
Of course, man. It's a beautiful day in Sacramento. It's Sunday. It's in the morning, starting off our week right. You know, Coach, being the owner of PSYKO Fit, man, just give us some context a little bit on who you are, what you do, and kind of what led you to create PSYKO Fitness for the brain and Sac.
You know, long story short, man, I graduated from Sac State years ago, got into the corporate world, started working my way up. And at some point, I decided that I had my own dreams, had my own visions. And I actually made the jump from the corporate world into personal training.
Yeah.
And like a lot of, grinders and fitness guys, I started in parks and garages and shoe boxes. I would train anywhere because I had a passion for it.
That's amazing.
Yeah, man, it's a grind. And if you love it, it's going to be a grind. And then last year, I signed the lease for PSYKO Fitness. So we're here off of Power in Fruit Ridge.
Let me give you your flowers, Coach. Let me give you your flowers.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, I love it, dude. That's freaking awesome. You know, signing a business, bringing a brick and mortar gym, man, that's just incredible work. You know, Coach, I wanted to ask you this. I was looking forward to having this conversation. You know, from the business standpoint of like going boot camps, doing parks, signing a brick and mortar facility, because I'm assuming that you're probably pretty profitable doing boot camps, doing the stuff outside in the park. What made you transition from doing that to going into an actual facility, signing a lease, having some more overhead? What was that going through your head?
Well, the vision got bigger, right?
Okay.
So at the end of the day, you still can be a successful coach and trainer and change lives. At the end of the day, that's what we want to do, impact people in the best way. And you don't need a brick and mortar to do that. 100%. But for me, the vision got bigger, and I'm trying to scale and help more people, I could be better served with a facility. So once the vision became bigger and the goals became bigger, it was like, okay, let's go ahead and do this and serve the community better. I
get you, Coach. You said something really important, something that really resonated with me, is having vision, having some purpose. Sometimes as entrepreneurs, we want to start something and we have this vision, right, of where we want to end up, how far we want to take our brand, how far we want to take our business. So it sounded like you want to impact more people. What does that look like for you and your facility as far as impacting more people? Is it having more classes? Is it you training more people? What does that look like for you?
Having a little bit more diversity of classes. So PSYKO Fit actually stands for power, speed, yoga, calisthenics, and obstacle course racing.
Amazing. I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's a mixed modal approach, kind of similar to CrossFit. Sure. But just mixed modal and knowing that fitness is not a, silver bullet. It's not just weightlifting. It's not just gymnastics. It's a little bit of everything, trying to reach the consumer in different ways. So in order to fulfill that service agreement, I wanted a facility that could kind of do a little bit of each one of those things. Not do everything, just a little bit of what we call a nice mix.
I love it. Coach, you've been in the fitness in the fitness game for a long time now. What are some things that you've learned that entrepreneurs can take away from having a fitness business, from doing personal training, from doing boot camps, from doing park workouts, to not having an actual gym facility that people can go to and exercise? What are some things that you've learned that you've taken away that other entrepreneurs might be able to take on with their business and learn from what you've learned?
The first thing is surround yourself around tough people.
Incredible.
As entrepreneurs, you're going to have to have grit. You're going to have toughness.
Yeah.
And I would say that's something that's different than I would say, just like in the working world, you get up, you go in, you do your time and you leave.
Yeah.
As an entrepreneur, you need to be a problem solver.
100%.
So surround yourself with people who are not afraid to tell you the truth. It's one of the things I appreciate about you early on as a coach.
Thanks,
you had no problem coming up to me like, hey, why are you even doing that?
Yeah.
Right? And not in confrontational way, but just like, hey,
100%.
do you understand what you're doing? And can you explain it to me?
Of course.
So number one, get you some good mentors and get around other entrepreneurs, pull them into your circle, get tough people around you, people who will tell you the truth.
Yeah. And that's important value, because sometimes as entrepreneurs, as owners, as operators, we can kind of have our own ego of like, oh, I started this, or I did this, or like I've achieved this much, I don't need any help. And that's just not the case, right? Like we need other people to help us, propel us, to help us get better in business, to help us improve our businesses and make them better for other people, like you do in the service industry, brother. So, Coach, has entrepreneurship and business and having business acumen and that mindset, has that always been with you throughout your whole life? Or was that something that was taught to you? Was that something that you learned? Was there like an experience in your life that you're like, wow, I'm really interested? Tell me a little bit about that.
I think the work ethic comes from my mom.
Okay.
The work ethic and just get it done type attitude.
Yeah.
That came from my mom. At the end of the day, I'm just modeling her behavior.
For sure.
But to be honest, I started off trying to be the best soldier, right? Cool. So that's in the corporate world. You're like, okay, how can I make my manager look good? How can I hit my numbers and present well in my quarterly meetings? And at some point, as I grew and got better at being a good soldier, I just decided, I have my own dreams. I have my own ideas.
Yeah.
And I'm limited in what I can do in this setting. So I need to get out there in the world and just bet on myself and make my own dreams come true.
I get you. Coach, that's a really important, thought. Like, what do you think, how, I don't know if you thought about this, but what does it take for someone to get out of that mindset of like stability or like having a corporate job, right? Or like, what was it for you that allowed you to take that next big step and get a little bit uncomfortable and like, hey, I'm starting from scratch. Maybe I'm creating my own brand. I have this vision for myself. Like, what was it that allowed you to get out of that soldier mode and the operator mode? Like, what was that like for you?
Believe it or not, failing miserably is what allowed me to do it. So as I got better in the corporate world, and next thing I know, I'm flying around the world. I'm taking on more. I let my fitness go.
Okay.
Right? And so I'm drinking and I'm eating, and next thing you know, I'm 360 pounds.
Yeah.
So as I failed in my own personal journey and taking care of myself and giving more to other people, I had to get that back.
Yeah.
And so at the end of the day, starting over with my own body and my own mind and saying, hey, look, I can do this. That led to, well, if I can do this for me and myself, I can do this for my vision. I can do this for my business. So failing in one area allowed me to see, okay, if I can make this work, I can make everything work.
Of course, 100%. You said something really important and something that really resonated with me. Is this process of failing, right? And sometimes as entrepreneurs, we can kind of get a little bit like flustered, right? We fail, we keep failing. We don't know when business, sometimes you have a vision and you might not know how it's going to work out, right? You can only fail so many times before someone's like, man, I'm done with this. I'm going to go get a job, or I'm not going to believe in my brand anymore just because it's failing. How many times, Coach, did you fail? Do you know, and did you ever think about it, man, like maybe this isn't for me? Like, did you ever have that self-doubt?
Yeah, it's always there. I mean, shit, I have it right now talking to you. That's always in the back. There's that voice on the other end, like, hey, you could sell this right now.
Sure.
You could go back in the corporate world.
Sure.
But that voice is there, but then there's that other voice, like, you're not done.
Yeah.
Right? And there's no negotiation between the two. Listen to the voice that says you're not done. I'm in a rush to fail, learn, but don't quit. And that's the main thing. Fail, but don't quit. Learn from the lesson. Keep moving forward. Because at the end of the day, if you truly know your why, I know why I'm doing what I'm doing. I need to hurry up and fail so I can get to my why. And at the end of the day, my why is the consumer, it's the customer, it's the client, and helping them impact their life. And I don't want to quit on that. I don't want to quit on them.
Of course, Coach. That's really powerful. As far as being an operator, do you have any employees? Do you have a team? Are you by yourself? What is that process like for PSYKO Fit?
Man, at the end of the day, I don't have any employees on payroll, but I got a couple coaches that come and help me out. I have an awesome community. I have a community of folks who will come and volunteer and at events. So I'm not alone. I couldn't do this alone. If it wasn't for some people in my corner, some mentors from other industries helping me, PSYKO Fit wouldn't be here. Even though I don't have employees on the payroll, I am not alone.
Yeah, you know what? Community. The cool thing about fitness is the community aspect of it. Just like any other thing, right? Music, right? Food, like all these different things, all these different avenues, right? They create like a family. They create, like you said, community. They create these people that are like-minded with similar values, similar interests. And can you speak a little bit on how community impacts your business, how it impacts your own personal well-being, your own personal well-being, and just like the friendships and like, the people that you meet in, being in the gym business. Because, being in the gym business, you meet so many people that walk through that door, man, that need help with fitness, with exercise, with their nourishment, with just, it's just a great place to come in and, let your stress go and your daily problems go. It's a place where you come in and sweat and have fun, right? So, can you speak a little bit on how impactful the community is for you and your business?
Man, community, like you said, community is everything.
Sure.
I didn't know this getting into fitness. I got into it, for the very good reasons of weight loss and nutrition and improving my own personal fitness, challenging myself. And then some 15 years later, some of my early clients, I'm now training their daughters
I
or
love it.
training their sons,
Yeah.
getting them ready to go into the military. I'm like,
Sure.
well, I can help you with your PAT tests. And
Okay.
so at the end of the day, everything we do as human beings, like you said, everything is community based. So it even puts more, I would say, honor in what I do. And I have a level of seriousness about what I do, because I know that the information that I give to someone, they're potentially going to give that information to their son
Sure.
and their daughter, and then that keeps moving forward. And then the environment that I have, I want it to be welcoming for everyone in the community,
Yeah.
right? Regardless of age, race, gender, identity, anything. So everything's community based. It starts there at the core.
I love it. And just creating that environment where people feel welcomed, where, they walk in and they instantly feel like, okay, this is a place where I can be at, where I could foresee myself being a member at, where I could foresee myself exercising at, creating that culture, creating that environment. That's really, really important. Coach, as far as like the operations go for PSYKO Fit, what is it like? What is your daily day? What is a daily day at the gym look like for you in regards to, how long you're at the gym? What kind of, the classes that you're offering, what time you closing? Give me the operations.
Operation starts with cleaning before the customer even gets in. That's what I'm doing now on Sunday, deep sanitization. And the reason why I start there is because your environment, number one, has to be safe. Safety 100%. Starts with a clean environment.
Yeah.
It's one of the things I appreciate about you, sir, over at CrossFit ASAP.
Thanks,
just feeling welcome. Number one, when I come in, right?
Yeah.
There's always someone saying your name, recognizing you by name, and then the place is clean before we even start fitness.
Yeah,
it's safe for me here, right?
Yeah, I get you. And you know what, Coach? I don't mean to cut you off, but that's really, really important, because as someone that people like us, right? We can get in and get dirty. We could do burpees on the ground. We could do all that stuff, right? But some customers don't want that, right? They want something aesthetic. They want something that's clean. They want something that they can feel safe and just feel good about going into the gym, right? Back in the early CrossFit days, warehouses and people would take their shirts off and they're just going at it, right? It's cool, right? But now as boutique fitness starts becoming more popular, more talked about, I think the end consumer at the end of the day, they want a cleaner, more safe environment and something that they can be proud of, right, to go to, right? So the fact that you have cleaning and safety as your number one operational priority, that's amazing. Good job.
Thanks, brother. It starts there, and not only just from an aesthetic standpoint, but as I've grown, I've experienced more of the community. We have members who have autoimmune diseases, but they still need to be fit, right? Or maybe it's not even them, it's their family members. They have a mother or a grandmother who's 80 or 90 years old, and just for them getting the flu or it can compromise their life. So it starts with cleaning, but we have group classes, 5 a.m., 6 a.m., and then 4 p.m., 5 p.m., and 6 p.m.
Love it.
And then we have personal training in the day.
Okay.
And we have events, man. So I'm really big into fitness competitions.
Yeah.
And fitness competitions for the community, right? Okay. So we have an event coming up April 30th called PSYKO GAMES.
Sick.
Super excited about that. This will be my third time running it, even though this is my first year in the gym. So before, we ran it in parks and underneath bridges. And still had a great turnout. People loved it, came out, challenged themselves. We did burpees and ran through rivers and all type of stuff. But awesome. April 30th, we'll be getting down here in the gym.
Cool. April 30th, PSYKO Games. Go check them out. That's awesome. Coach, the journey, right? The process, the getting better, the learning, the failing, what was it like, starting out as doing just regular park workouts? Like, what was that process like? How did you get leads? Like, what was your marketing like? Tell me a little bit about that process, because obviously it's evolved now. Like, you've leveled up in your business acumen, like having a brick and mortar gym now, from going to park workouts and stuff like that. So can you speak a little bit on that, like in regards to what was that process like of holding park workouts, marketing, getting some leads, trying to get people to come into your park? Like, what was that like?
It was fun. It was fun and it was hard.
Yeah.
Because I loved it. But it
Sure.
started with training family and friends, right, and gyms, and then learning group training. And then once you kind of learn group training, either through mentors that I had or working for other facilities,
Of course,
and then taking that concept and getting outside.
Yeah.
Park workouts grow almost organically.
Pretty fast.
People are already out there, right? And they're like, hey, what is that? That looks fun. The music is going. People are running. People are smiling. The sun is coming down. That grows organically. Sure. And for anyone out there who, I'm almost like, bro, we got to get together and write a book for this stuff, because you can do really well, right? 100%. There's a company out in Texas that they just stuck with that and scaled up. They sell mats and workout programs. So you can, if you're willing to do the work, it's not easy.
Of course.
There's no easy button there.
No, not at all.
You still got to do your lead generation. You should be following up. You should have some CRM. You should have some products and services like merch to be able to sell to your customers, because they're going to need that. They're going to need towels and stuff like that. So there's still a business model around that. But for me, it was learning, making a lot of mistakes. Like not having a way for people to pay outside of cash. That was one of the first learning opportunities for me. Let them pay in bulk up front, because they know they're going to be there. It was a learning lesson.
I love it, Coach. That's awesome. You said something also really important to you, about paying and just kind of that relationship, like with having that healthy relationship with money and finances, and just knowing that you are a business. Obviously, you have your own personal brand, but you need to take financial transactions in order for you to keep going, right? And I think sometimes people can get a little bit shy. They can get a little bit confused. They don't know how to, it's just a weird process for people, right? So, Coach, as far as taking financial, taking transactions and stuff like that, how have you evolved in regards to, pricing model? How did you come up with how to appropriately price yourself, behind the services and offerings that you have provided? Was that done by a mentor? Was that just learned by going to different gyms and asking? What was that process like for you?
I got a mentor, man. I'll be honest. I tried to do it like most men. I tried to do it on my own, just kind of, I'm gonna thug it out. I'll figure it out. I'll see whatever they're doing. 100%. And I did okay. But the business went to another level once I got a mentor and started reading a lot more about the business of fitness. And I will say this, there was a mindset shift first. It wasn't as if I just got better. The mindset was, hey, look, if the business doesn't thrive, then you cannot help people.
100%.
If you're in this to help people, the business has to thrive. So your first responsibility to the community is to make sure the business thrives. And the business thrives on money. Right? Make more money, better equipment, keep the place clean, do more marketing, get more people in so you can service them. That is the circle of life there. No money, you break the circle of life. So, it's not a selfish gain. It's a gain to grow the business and to make the business work for you so you can have more time with your family, keep you healthy so you can put more back into the business.
Of course, that's incredible value, brother. Coach, you said something really important too, is having time for yourself, having time for your family, because being in the gym business, man, I could definitely resonate with this. Being all day at the gym, and don't get me wrong, when you're hustling and you're in it and you're grinding and you may be single, you have no other obligations. I mean, that can be your life, right? That was my life. And I loved every single minute of it. But there does come a point in time where you need to evolve and you need to have more time to do things by yourself, or you can get easily burned out, and you could become very, not as happy, not as fulfilled, coaching other classes, managing a gym, or whatever you're doing. I mean, that could easily become your whole life. So, Coach, what are some barriers, some boundaries that you've created for yourself to make sure that you're also giving time to your son, to your children, to your partner, and just to your own self?
Schedule time for them. If you don't schedule time for your family, you won't have time for them.
For sure.
Right? So, for example, today's Sunday. Sundays are family days. I'm only able to do this podcast because I asked very politely, hey, family, do you mind if I take 30 minutes out of your day to do this podcast?
Shout out to the family.
Yep. So schedule it. Number one, schedule it. And then two, in your business plan, in your long-term business plan, I don't care if it's fitness, I don't care if it's makeup, I don't care if it's whatever, your food, in your long-term business plan, if you're not accounting for growing your business to have someone replace you, you're going to fail. Right. Someone, and that's another thing that goes back to getting the money. You got to get the money so you can grow the business. That means to be able to pay a coach a living wage. So that way you can step away and help the business grow even more. So that's in the long-term business plan. It's one of the things that helps prevent me from burnout, knowing that on the plan, at some point, I have to get a coach in here to be able to help grow the business. If that plan fails, then I need to reevaluate the business, because we can't kill ourselves so that the business grows. Can't do that. Right?
Of course. Yeah, that's incredible value, coach. And killing yourself and just being immersed inside the business, it could cause you to have these different feelings about it as the more that you keep going and the more that you're working inside your business, as opposed to working on your business. And like you said, that's important, right? Making sure that your finances are good, that you can hire people to, start filling your roles. Maybe that's you coaching less classes. Maybe that's just you not so much being at the gym all the time, but, focusing on growing, networking with more other business owners, networking with other professionals. That way you can hopefully, grow your business and hire more employees if that's how you want to scale, right? There's definitely different ways to do it. But the fact that you said that and you think about that, that shows, your business acumen. That's really cool, coach. As we wrap up here on the podcast, coach, what are some of your goals in regards to PSYKO Fit? Are you trying to get another location? Are you looking to hire more coaches? What is that process like for you? And where do you envision, your brand going here in, whether it be months, years, however that is? What are your thoughts on that?
PSYKO Fit will grow, not necessarily the location, but PSYKO Fit will grow as we introduce more people into fitness. And we do that either online through PSYKO Games or the gym, right? So we handle that in three different ways.
Yeah.
So the consumer that I want, the consumer that I'm close to, is the consumer that I was 10, 15 years ago. The guy or the woman who has given everything to their job, who has given everything to their family, and they have let their fitness fall, right? They let their health fall. They're taking all their time and shuttling their son or daughter to soccer practice. They're putting in overtime at work. They're not meal prepping because they're just always on the go. They're traveling. And now their fitness is falling to the wayside. So we want to get that person taking priority for themselves. We want to get them challenging themselves in a healthy way. And we can get them through PSYKO Games or here in the club. So as we get more of that consumer to take care of themselves and to challenge themselves and to become better, that's where PSYKO Fit will grow. If we can't reach that person, then PSYKO Fit's not fulfilling its promise and PSYKO Fit will go away. So I am dead set on helping these people, because at the end of the day, I mean, even after a pandemic, man, check this out. Even after a pandemic, cardiovascular disease is still the #1 killer.
Yeah.
Right. So at the end of the day, it's a passion to want to save people and help humanity. It truly is a service-based passion.
100%.
Fitness is falling to the wayside. Health and nutrition is still falling to the wayside. And even though I'm vaccinated, there's no vaccine for, cardiovascular disease. There's no stimulus check for cardiovascular disease and being overweight and obese and letting your fitness go.
100%.
So that's what my passion is. And PSYKO Fit will succeed because we got to help these people.
Yeah, I love it, coach. I love the vision. I love the enthusiasm. I love you could feel the passion coming out of your mouth, man. That's really cool. I love talking to other gym owners and people that just take pride in their work, that are passionate, that just love what they're doing, that are in it, that are hustling, that are grinding. I get you. That's amazing stuff, coach. What are some tips? What is some value? What are some lessons, or just anything, for other entrepreneurs that are listening, or that are going through their business, or that are looking to start a business, whether it be online, whether it be in person, whether it be e-commerce, whatever it may be, coach? What are some things that you can give value to, or what are some tips that you can give to help other entrepreneurs in their process?
I think I want to start here with the entrepreneur who's thinking. I think most people, or a lot of people, think about starting long before they do. So I really want to speak to that person. If you're listening to this, you're like, man, I have an idea. I've been thinking about it for a year or 2 years or 10 years. I'm going to tell you just to freaking start. Right? Start with whatever you can. I don't care if it's just getting the logo done. Freaking start. And then once you start, you'll figure it out as you go. Grab a mentor. Start. and then grab a mentor and surround yourself around tough people. Surround yourself around other entrepreneurs. Start in any capacity that you can, and then surround yourself around good people. And that alone, those 2 steps will send you on a path that, to be honest, like it's exponential growth. Because at the end of the day, as you surround yourself around people who are tough-minded, who are entrepreneurs, and you've already started, they're going to give you bits and nuggets that, as long as you apply yourself, you'll get better, right? Your vision will grow, or at least you'll learn. So number 1 is just a freaking start.
Sure. I think one thing, that separates entrepreneurs and people that aren't entrepreneurial mindset, don't have an entrepreneurial mindset, is they take action, right? So taking action is really important. I've taken action. You've taken action with your business. And that's really, really important value. So I'm glad you said that, Coach. As we wrap up here, again, guys, season 2, episode 21 of the podcast, I got my second guest, homie of mine, a former member of mine, Coach William Solomon. Let's go, owner of PSYKO Fit. Coach, what are some of your favorite businesses here in Sacramento? Let's shout them out, man. Let's show love to the 916.
Oh, man. Got to shout out Insight Pet Hospital over in El Dorado Hills.
Love it.
Love that place. If you got a little furry child, a little furry animal, whether it be a cat, whatever, dog, get over to Insight Pet Hospital. Really appreciate them. And then, of course, man, Black Box Mobile, man.
Man. Thank you so much.
Shout out to my boy. I'm be honest, you guys. I'm a coach. And when I first met Dorian, I was a coach as well. So I'm not easily impressed as a coach. As someone who I'm into fitness, into ultra marathons, Ironmans, you name it. So when I met the young man, I was like, damn, he knows his crap. He knows his shit. And I learned from him. And as an entrepreneur, I still learn from him. So, man, give you roses while you're here, right in front of you, man.
Let me clap it up again. Let me clap it up. Thank you, bro. That's awesome. I love it. Thank you, Coach. That means a lot to me. At the end of the day, business revolves around people, right? And having relationships and making sure that you actually care about other people and you care about their process and you care about, their goals. And with me, and it sounds like with you too, man, I think, having that sense of community, having a sense of like actually wanting to get to know someone and just, being a part of their life is something that I really thrive off of. I'm a connector. I love just learning. I wish I could just learn something and meet everybody in the world and have a conversation. That's just who I am. And I'm glad. Thank you so much for the compliment. That means a lot to me as a coach. And thank you so much, Coach, for being on the podcast, for being my second guest on my season 2. I appreciate it. Anything else? Where can my audience, whoever's watching, where can they find you, Coach? Where are you at?
5675 Power Inn Road, Power Inn in Fruit Ridge. Come check us out. Check us out online. Go PSYKO, GOPSYKO.com. Come check us out. April 30th, lock that in. If you're here in Sacramento, if you're close, within 100 miles, hell, even 500 miles, I'll make it worth it for you. April 30th, PSYKO Games. Come check us out. A fitness competition like no other. It's like a party and a fitness competition all wrapped in one. Come check us out, y'all. We're going to have some fun. That's what we do.
That's what we do, Coach. Man. Coach, thank you so much to you, to your family for letting you be on the podcast. We're 28 minutes in, man. I love it. I appreciate you. I just thank you so much for, supporting my hustle, for being on the podcast. And I wish you so much success in your business and PSYKO Fit, man.
You too, brother. One more thing for the listener. One more thing. You've heard everything you need to hear, right? You are out of time. That is my motto as an entrepreneur. You are already late. You don't have time. So you've heard everything you need to hear. Get out there and just get something done. Find some people, hit Dorian up, hit him up on YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, ask for some advice, or even ask him who does he know. He has a great network. 100%. You're out of time. Start, find some good people, and get to work.
You heard him, guys.